We turn now to a NewsNation exclusive. A former advisor to Russian President Vladimir Putin offers some chilling insight into the mind of the man who launched what this former advisor says was a planned attack decades in the making. NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil has an inside look at Putin's plan from a former Kremlin insider.
Nicole, we got a chance to sit down with Andrei Illarionov, and more so than most people in the entire world, frankly, outside of Russia, he's got an in-depth understanding of how the Kremlin works, of how Vladimir Putin thinks. So we asked him to apply those things and his insight and let us know how he thinks the next phases of this war are going to play out. Maybe you are a target of Vladimir Putin.
Could you explain me why should be I silent? The world needs to understand that this should be stopped. The sooner the better, because if he cannot be stopped in Ukraine, he would go further.
Today, Andrei Illarionov works at a think tank as a Russian and economic expert. But his knowledge about the inner workings of the Kremlin and of Vladimir Putin come from personal experience, working for 5 years directly under him. What made you leave the Kremlin?
Political regime became non-free. It became authoritarian regime with a very high level of repression.
Illarionov was Putin's chief economic advisor up until 2005 when he resigned and left the country, becoming an outspoken critic. Today, he watches the invasion of Ukraine from the outside, saying it should have come as a surprise to no one. Illarionov, like others, say Putin has been telegraphing this move for years.
He had this idea, this goal for the last 2 decades. And even when I was his advisor, I was able to watch, to see myself his intentions.
He says Putin could never accept the fact that Ukraine was its own sovereign nation, separate from Russia. This invasion, he says, step one in Putin's grand dream of reunifying the whole former Soviet Union. Do you think that these peace talks are real, or is there no chance that they come to some kind of agreement?
I have not seen anything that Putin would say, but even when he makes some promises, it does not mean that he's going to execute them as first.
So you could see a scenario where there is a peace deal, and then he violates it?
Yes.
And much of what we heard from Illarionov was actually reflected by the White House and by the State Department. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says on this reported peace negotiation Russia's planning to pull out of Kyiv, don't trust what they say, but rather trust what they do. Illarionov told us very much the same. Nicole?
Yeah, definitely trust what they do. All right. Jill, thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.